So there was, up there at the tree line, there was a dig. And then there was kind of a shallow pit there. Then it caved at it below it. And then two below it. And then now there's another one down here. Well, Danny's almost down there. This side looks like they plastered the shit out of that gulch all the way up to this pit. Just on the other side of that hump. There may be another at it over there. So we're just continuing downhill here. Just following it down the hill. Pretty broad quartz vein, about 2 feet wide, 16 inches to 24 inches wide. Here in the top of this old cut, it looks like they've probably came up here plastering. Danny had actually panned some pickers down in here quite a while ago, a couple years ago. And the vein is right here. I don't think it's really adits. It looks like it's just surface diggings, which this area is pretty famous for. Gulch running here, they plastered that, plastered this side. You can kind of see where the clear cut is over there. Property line's over there. And it is a steep son of a bitch coming in here. We basically came in kind of up there where that bit of daylight is, right there. Down and across and swung down here. So I am trucking to get out of here. Danny's headed off the other direction. So back up the hill I go. Hopefully I do not drop dead on the way up, because this is pretty tough going through here. It's pretty steep ground, especially once you get out of these cuts and up into that basin. It's just going up and up and up. Pretty tough stuff. And if you've been sitting behind a desk doing mining right stuff for a couple years, man, this will beat the hell out of you. I've seen quite a few of these twisted little trees through here, which I think are old trail and claim markers. There's quite a few of them. I've seen 4 or 5 of them kind of scattered in amongst these, and they're all really, really twisted up. And a lot of those, the old timers would twist a lot of these little saplings, twist them to grow into weird shapes and use them as markers. So I'm going to keep trucking out of here, go up the hill here, cut across that gulch, and then up. And it actually gets really wicked going further up. So we're going back up the hill still. I will give some of you a little tip I learned from some old timers, old loggers, old miners. You're climbing these hills. Most people, climbing up these hills is pretty tough. Here's the gulch here we got to cross. It's pretty heavily plastered over here. Go down into here. But here's the tip. Most of us, and you got to train yourself to get out of this habit. Most of us, when we go tromping through the brush, you lift your leg up and you walk normal. Normal walking. You're picking your whole leg up. And you use a lot of energy doing that. Going uphill, it will beat the hell out of you. An old panning tub right here. Anyway, there's a cave cut right there. But anyway, most of us, you lift your foot up and you set it down to walk. So most people walk. And that is not the way to hike these hills. Because if you do that, you'll be about half dead by the time you get up there, if you get up there. Especially if you're old, or you're overweight, or you smoke. Regardless of what you smoke, it will beat the shit out of you. So the old timers, they knew when you're going uphill, baby steps. Kind of like you're shuffling along. You know how like old men move? I think there's a reason old men move like that. you know, guys who were 80 odd years old that move really slow. I think there's a reason they move that way. I think they learned early on just not to expel a bunch of energy. There's a little working here, but needless to say, I think they learned not to expel a bunch of energy that way. And so you take baby steps. And if you take baby steps, you will not use all your energy up. It is better. It's kind of a precarious son of a bitch here if I'm not careful. They're two rotted logs together. If you put a foot down that wrong, you break it. So, baby steps to go up these hills. So here's this gulch. That's the clearing we want, up there where the daylight is. It's actually not that far, but it's a steep son of a bitch. And they plastered the hell out of this. Just ripped it up back in the day, chasing these veins. They did strike. So the vein is about right in there, and it goes across. And we found it, over in there, further up. So that's what they were doing, and they were tracing it, all these cuts. Boom, 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 chasing it across the hillside. So we're gonna go up. And it's kind of a real dangerous son of a bitch going up through here. In addition to being steep, there's a lot of big drop-offs from these workings and these cuts. It's a pretty good drop-off right there if a person's not careful. So off we go. I'm definitely not going up to follow it. It's a lot steeper that way. Well, not much, but I think I'll pass. Go right up into the top of that gulch, right there where that break of day is.